And now, a story from my son, who was 10 years old. Let's be quick. I'll tell you the story in 3 minutes. So, there is TikTok. Like all parents, my 10-year-old son scrolls through TikTok and lives on this phone. This generation is called Generation Alpha. All children born between 2010 and 2024 are now referred to as Generation Alpha. They were essentially born with a phone glued to their hands, and they pretty much walk around with it. So he always watches that. And one day, back in 2020, he comes up to me and says, "Dad, I found this cool thing." He really loves spending my money. And he says, "Let's go to that uncle. He saw some kind of pencil there. Let's order a pencil." It wasn't DiCaprio. I'll tell you right away. And we decided to order a pencil. Yes, there's a queue. A cool guy. That's Salavat Fadai. Just a ninja. Everything you see, Salavat does it. He's from Kazan, or Ufa, I think. From Ufa, yes, he's from Ufa. And now he is collaborating with Game of Thrones. Yes, that is HBO, Disney, Marvel, all of that. Everything that is carved down there, he will carve those kinds of things with his own hands at the tip of the pencil. And he also makes captivating videos showing how he does it. He posts them on TikTok, and I think he has either 15 million followers there, and he has some crazy number on Instagram. So, this is a well-known guy, and these people don't just work with him. They run huge promotional campaigns. And then my son brings me his phone and says, "Look at these cool things. How about we make something like, I don't know, a gnome or something like that? I don't even know what that is." He says, "Let's do something like this." I reply, "Listen, since we're going to spend my money, let's make something for both you and me." He says, "Oh, let's make a Bitcoin. Here it is." I had a smart suggestion. I said, "Let's carve the Bitcoin logo at the tip of the pencil, and we'll have a pencil with Bitcoin." I said, "Well, that already sounds better." So, I said, what we did was order this pencil, and in December. This pencil arrived in December 2020. Around this time, we had already started recording a series of interviews to understand what NFTs are. Sasha Sanikov came to us. He has a project called Rarible. Rarible is a site, like Avito, but there they sell pictures like these. And then Sasha comes in, all happy, his eyes shining. "Guys, I have a startup. We're going to sell. Just like on Avito, only pictures." Max and I are sitting here, looking at it and thinking, and what kind of idiot would buy these pictures, please tell me? He says, "No, these will be unique images. They are uploaded to the blockchain. They are called NFTs. It's really poverty." Then we bought a lot of pictures together. Max told me one of the pictures worth $500,000. Successfully ended up with hackers, but nevertheless. So we placed the order. And they send us this, you see, a picture of how he carves it. Everything looks so beautiful as he does it, and he uploads it to his TikTok. He sends it to us, and we upload it to our Instagram. And from this, we decide to make an NFT. I'll make an NFT. Max is also shocked at how cool it all turned out. He runs around with his pencil, and I take it away from him. I say, "That's it, don't break it now, because this pencil costs 100,000 rubles. This was the most expensive pencil in my life. A pencil for 100,000 rubles. They just brought it to me." I think, well, this is just absolutely incredible. Then we hire a special team that turns this pencil into a digital work of art. That is, they are coming up with the concept together with us that this is the pencil of Satoshi Nakamoto, who developed Bitcoin. So he was sitting there with a pencil behind his ear, writing his white paper beautifully, and it was this damn orange pencil that he dropped. It didn't break or chip at all, and somehow he lost it. Then my Maxim, the little mouse, ran and found it, came back to us, and gave it to us. So this is a magical story. We think it's a brilliant story, and everyone will definitely believe in it, and someone will surely buy it. But I'm not such an idiot to buy a pencil for 100,000 in general. We are packaging all of this for a website called Foundation. So we spent a long time deciding which website to upload to, hunting for different people and collectors who would be interested in buying all of this. So there is such a person in the world. There is me and my brother. Just not from Nigeria, but from London. But I think he ended up in London by himself. From somewhere there, either from Iran, well, from somewhere around there, yes. So here's a collector. He has a lot of ether. And we start to observe him and realize that he is placing bets averaging 25 ether. He made purchases for 100 ethers and for 150 ethers. At that time, ether was worth about 2,500. So it turns out that if you sell for 20 to 25 ethers, that's about $50,000. And we think, well, his average bid is 25. So let's also bid 25 ethers. So we upload everything to Foundation, this whole story, a separate website, and we launch the auction. And I tag this collector in our Twitter and say, "Look, pay attention. It's a great story. This pencil will be shipped to London for you if you buy it right now." and he buys this pencil in 5 minutes. I write to Max saying, Max, I don't know where you got this. I'm just writing, saying, look, I uploaded it back and forth. Max, we sold the pencil for 25 ethers, which was about $50,000 at that time, enough for a one-bedroom apartment in Ethereum from NFTI. So, of course, everyone is writing about this. Then Forbes does a separate interview with NFTI, saying that he sold the most boring pencil for 45.5. Well, the exchange rate was constantly fluctuating, and they multiplied this ether. By the rate, roughly speaking, if you round it off, it came out to about $50,000. And of course, my son Max burst into the room and says, so where's my share, Dad? I came up with a business concept. You sold a pencil there, and I don't have a new computer at all. I don't have a new bike. I need to buy some Nikes. And overall, I have a new business idea. I said, listen, you're an early investor, obviously at a super early pre-seed stage, but still, you offended the whole exhibition further, and there was a lot of money spent there, so I allocated some percentage to him. We still allocated another 10% to NFTI. Some percentage was taken by the foundation, and Max and I split the leftovers there. Nevertheless, it was a really cool case. And after this case, you see, in the box there was the certificate that NFTI gave us. Look at this box. It's like a little coffin for the pencil. So, in this little white coffin, I moved to this pencil, and I sent this very coffin to Mandan. I don't know what he does with it. He put it somewhere, and now he has all this cryptographic greatness, as they say in the law. All this greatness has left him, and we ended up with our understandable $50,000, and we were happy about it. Naturally, we talked about this case on air everywhere, and even recorded a separate video about it. And right away, all the artists, everyone who could, started coming over. I don't know, Max, they invaded our home with their ideas, while we were here cutting potatoes. And we were making some cool stuff for kittens. And we had these wooden things, just some. We have seen so many ideas like this, I don't even know how to describe it to you. I was just posting some pictures of myself on Instagram. I don't know if it was related to this or not. Maybe he also wanted to do it, an NFT in general. That was the real story. It's clear that we were preparing for it. It seems like it's easy, but a lot of work has been done under the hood. But overall, everything is possible. Yes, that is, if we find ourselves in the right place at the right time, come up with the right creative ideas, and carefully consider who we will sell all of this to, then such a story is possible. Is it possible now? We might talk about this, yes, if we have time for a panel discussion, where you can ask any questions if the audience has any, absolutely anything, like how to install MetaMask, or how not to scan a QR code, or how to win $500 here for sure. You can ask, we have a microphone, and I think there are still 2 to 3 minutes for a couple of questions. Just raise your hand, and you can ask any question that interests you. But usually, sailors don't have questions, right?